Well, I'm in the car and it's not a hobby shop hop. It's probably around the middle of April, end of April, which means we are going to the York Train Show. Let's go. All right, so we did a York, what is York videos. We've done it many times, and this is always an exciting week for folks in the O-Gauge hobby, because York is a giant train show put on by the Eastern Division of the TCA, the Train Collectors Association, and it's really expanded to be almost a full week of events where they do an open house at the TCA Museum in Strasbourg. You know, you can go visit the different various local clubs. I always plug my club, the Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club. Those guys are awesome, right in Columbia on 2nd Street. So I know a bunch of people that went there last night. It's Thursday now. I'm on my way from work to the fairgrounds, hoping to get there a little bit after 12 or so, and looking forward to just kind of seeing what's available. I'm really not looking for anything. I would love to add another GP30. The other Conrail patch unit would be really nice to add, but I've got a bunch of stuff on pre-order coming in over the next few months too, so I really don't need to extend myself more than I can afford. I really try not to do that and make sure we're budgeting well. So I'm really just going to hang out with some friends, see what's available out there, and you never know if you're going to find a white whale locomotive. Like I said, I'm really not trying to spend a lot of money this York, and I've told my buddies to try to keep me in there. A lot of the time we will spend in the Orange Hall. That is the hall where the dealers are, and that's also the hall that the public can get in. And the reason behind that is because those vendors have to charge a PA sales tax. There's tax law involved there. The member halls, they do not need to charge a sales tax because you're part of a club, and so therefore you can just buy those things cash or whatever, but not have to pay tax. So that's a reasoning behind the public hall versus the non-public halls. Now, I spend a lot of time in the Orange Hall because that's where the newer stuff is. You can still find new stuff in the member halls, but a lot of it's used, and you can still find some great used stuff. But I just enjoy the dealer hall the most. So I'll probably spend a lot of time in the Orange Hall. You'll get a lot of video clips that you're going to see of that coming up, and then, you know, Thursday night I have class. I usually try to go out to dinner with some friends, and tonight I have class, and so that's more important, unfortunately. So I'm gonna be at that tonight. Tomorrow I have a couple people over, and we'll do some video of that get together, and hopefully running some new trains, not for me but for some other folks. And then Saturday I won't be at the show. Saturday is usually the YouTube meet and greet, and I told them months ago that I was unable to facilitate that, organize it, or anything. We have softball and t-ball in 2 different towns tomorrow morning, so family's going to be going in opposite directions for all those youth sports. That's just kind of the season of life that I'm in, and it's exciting and fun, so that's where I'll be on Saturday. So this will be footage from Thursday and Friday of the show coming up. I hope you enjoy it, and if you got to go, what did you get? Leave me a comment. What was something that you picked up at the York show? And maybe we'll see you at the next one in October. So let's go ahead and enjoy the show together.
You know? Yeah, I mean, because I record because I'm a professional. Oh, the cars.
I'm not recording that entire time.
Well, they had a fire. It burned to the ground back in 1994. Yeah, then they rebuilt it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
They sold trees. They sold what do you call it? That kind of stuff.
New MTH Dreyfus Hudson. Very nice.
understands Jesus.
Right. Well, I just think I was
The second one of these out of pilot versions I've seen here.
Thank you very kindly. Another night you come back to no, sir. He has one, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. 30.
Chris Bosky's always has an awesome selection of stuff.
You got to decide. Yes, sir. Well, while you're doing that, yes, sir. I'm going to walk over here to the phone guy. Okay. Your phone guy. Yeah. Huh. I had done I was on $1,000 but I still have this. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get that. Oh, wait, you get to check it out?
I'm in trouble.
Blame Canada. Drowning.
Drowning. What the fuck did you do?
They started as a Christian band. Christian? Christian. Youth of a Nation, Boom, Satellite.
Lionel Dreyfus.
At least I think that.
It's just kind of odd because we sometimes shoot you the escrow and work there. As far as that sounds, I mean, is that one? Because there's a set, just like the line up.
I always went south in the Cuban slow, so now I don't have that avenue anymore. So 95 kilometers, that's what I was saying.
When I imagine going around on the west side,
Wonder if Nick bought the 2 Pennsylvania ones.
I can show you. All my houses light up. All these street lights, they all light up. Now here. Whatever I have over there, I
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Rare.
What's going on, man?
That's hilarious. I'm not.
I own a Takahauchi TL8 R2, which is an 8,000-pound skid steer. And I have a 35 series.
I would love to have a train of these things. They're so expensive.
Oh yeah.
What is the flightless matchbox?
Hi, gentlemen. How are we? Yeah. Oh, I got it before you got it. I'm done. Done before I started.
Origin.
Yeah, fix my mic.
I see. You're running out with that thing.
Man himself, dealing trains.
Chris!
Oh,
there he is!
Kevin
Look.
Quinn.
Hey, have a cheese
No,
doodle.
no, that's all yours.
Cheddar.
Yeah?
But
Hey, it's got to get you through the show, right? That's right.
can't wait to see that on video.
Yeah, you know.
Sounds like that could be some good black.
It's going to be good.
Good, I'm good.
Well, that was a great fun 2 days. I am back from T-ball. I have about an hour off before I got to mow the grass before the next thing happens. It's Saturday of York weekend, obviously with T-ball and all sorts of other stuff. I didn't get to go to the show today, but it was a great 2 days, Thursday and Friday, that I was able to go and hang out with some friends and came home with some stuff too. So we're going to dive into what that is and talk a little bit about how all the fun events that took place and all the things that happened. I was able to meet a bunch of people at the show. Thank you for coming up and saying hi. It was an awesome experience to meet some of the other guys that I follow online as well and have some friends over. I always try to do something a little small here with some close friends and some new friends. And so that was fun too. So some footage that you'll see after this of some trains running briefly. There's not many videos that we took. And then before we do that, we're going to see what's in these boxes. We're not going to see necessarily these running right now, but you will see them in a future video for sure. So I was able to go and hang out. I was walking around and struck up a conversation with John Brady from Brady's Trains. Brady's Trains is a hobby shop out in the Pittsburgh area of Western Pennsylvania. John's a great guy. He sold me his custom-run Conrail SD45 at the fall show. And so I struck up a conversation with him. He had a great selection of product there, and as he always does. And so we were able to work out a deal for me to trade in one of my high-end sets that I have here in my collection, traded that in, and was able to pick up this big boy. So I did not spend $2,500 on this. I traded the set and then threw a little money on top as well, and I appreciate John for working with me on that deal. I was working out another deal with him, and unfortunately one thing led to another, and ended up getting pulled away and left, and obviously wasn't going back today on Saturday. So John, if you're watching this, I apologize that deal on that Dreyfus fell through, but maybe we'll find a deal again in the future. But always good to catch up with John and just strike up conversation, and that was a lot of fun. And then just walking around, hit up the Grzybowski's booth as well with RJ. RJ picked up something from Joe over there at Grzybowski's. It's always great to hang out with him and his son Joey and just catch up a little bit. So you only get to see them about twice a year. Hopefully we can get a Hobby Shop Hop video filmed at some point, maybe in the next few months, get up to Scranton, in the Scranton area, and check out their store again. So again, great to hang out with those guys. And then hung out at the Trains booth, Trains with a Z, spoke with Carly and Scott for a while and just caught up with them. You know, they had the big RBP sale because Chris sold a bunch of his trains to Trains, and then they had some certificates of authenticity and so on and so forth. And so there's a lot of chatter and people going over to check out what was for sale over at the Trains booth. And I actually did pick up something from Trains as well, and I'll show that when we break these boxes open. I was able to pick up some tank cards from Atlas from them. So got over, talked to the guys at the Atlas booth about some product that might be coming out of the things that they're working on. So excited about that too. And hopefully we'll hear some great announcements from them in the future. But let's go ahead and open up these boxes. So obviously you can see we've got the big boy here and then another orange box. So let's go ahead and get closer and see what we got. All right, so starting us off here, we've got 4019. This is the Vision Line Big Boy that was just released earlier this year. These arrived, I think, or maybe the end of last year. So Brady had a bunch of these in stock. I decided to pick up 4019. I already have 4012 from the previous release years ago, the old Vision Line one. But I wanted this one because it comes with the elephant ears, the smoke deflectors, and these do just pop off. So you don't have to run it with them, but it comes with the option to have the elephant ears, which is why I decided to go ahead and pick up this one. Really awesome locomotive. We'll do a full review of this down the road. But the other engine that we picked up is the other Conrail GP30. So this is the Reading patch unit to go along with my Penn Central patch unit that I picked up a couple weeks ago from my buddy Landon at Berkshire Station. Landon had this one available on display at the show, and I couldn't pass it up. Now, the cool thing about this one, we're not going to do a review probably of this engine. We'll just see it running in some videos. But if you look at the patch, they clearly hand painted. You know, it looks like the workers had hand painted that black over the old Reading logo there, and then just slapped the CR on it, so it's just not even. If we spin it around to the other side, same idea. And then you've got the CR there stamped on the front as well. The paint also faded, so you've got a faded yellow and faded green, similar to the faded black paint on the other one that matches this, the Black Penn Central version. So really cool units. These things are super loud, and so I had to pick these up. There were some great prices on these at the show, and I want to thank Landon for hooking me up with this one. It's a great addition here to the collection. So those are the two main things that I picked up at the show. And then I also picked up some Trinity tank cars from Trains with a Z. The last pickup that I was able to get at the show was this 2-pack add-on pack for my Conrail OCS set. Now, I picked up the OCS set a couple months ago from Trains. That's Trains with a Z. And they only had the base set. They did not have this 2-car add-on pack. And this is very hard to find. Now, the week before the show, a gentleman online posted the whole set for sale, including the theater car, which I also don't have. I asked him to split it up. He said he already had a bid for the whole set, and ended up getting picked up by Bob Bueller from Bob's Trains for You. I saw Raphael who had sold it to him, and he told me where he sold it to, so I reached out to Bob about the 2-pack, and we were able to work out a deal late Friday night, and that was the last purchase of the show. Really happy to add these to my collection. I've seen them at my buddy Don Kaiser's house because he has the full set, including the other AA engine set. Now that I also don't have, but these are really hard to find. Super excited to have them. So thanks, Bob, for striking up a deal with me to add these to my collection. One last thing, I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Dave, or Flintlock Hunter online. He's a viewer of the channel. He reached out and said that he had something for me, and so I saw him in the Orange Hall and he gave me this. This is a game warden checking some fishing licenses. So we've got this father-son duo over here fishing, and then if we pan over to our other lake, we've got some kids fishing, and this kid fell over, it looks like. Let's roll him back over that way. So he gave me this little game warden so we can have him coming in and checking on some fishing licenses. So we'll have to give him a base, and so that way he stands up nice and tall and can be a new little figure for our layout. So Dave, thank you very much for that. We'll get some Plastruct on his feet so he stays where he needs to without falling off and into the water. But thanks very much, man. That's awesome.